A Nintendo leaker hints that huge Switch games are coming in 2021. Let's talk all about it. Block content. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Today, we get to talk about Nintendo Switch in general, which a lot of you guys really asked about, content that really dives into the games that are coming this year, and I want to suffice, right? I mean, there's a lot happening this year that we now know of. Of course, there are a lot of question marks, too, in terms of, is Breath of the Wild 2 actually coming out this year? What's going on with Metroid Prime 4? Is that sequel still coming out this year? And are we getting any new reveals? Now, of course, last year, we had a lot of stuff being revealed that then released quickly after. Think about games like Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and also games like Paper Mario The Origami King. So huge reveals that just happened to be announced right before they were released. Is any of that happening this year? That's going to be very exciting for a lot of people, but it does seem like games from different franchises that we really love are getting a new installment, if this leaker is to be believed. And of course, posted on the 1st of January of this year, that actually means like we are starting fresh. There's something new to talk about. So might we be getting a sequel to Splatoon? Maybe some sort of like new spin-off of that title. A lot of people have been waiting for something, different, maybe 2D, or maybe something that explores more of the dance or music side of things of that franchise. And of course also Fire Emblem. Yes, we just got 3 houses. Everyone's really happy about that, but it does seem, if this leak is to be believed, that there is more Fire Emblem on the way. And of course we have to mention Metroid. Yes, Metroid Prime 4 is supposedly still coming out. We don't know if it's going to be this year, but it is something that a lot of people are excited about. But what is going to tide us over? Is there going to be a 2D Metroid releasing anytime soon? Well, let's talk about that and more. And of course, I've also been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Block, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube content? Whatever you can think of, send your questions through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. So let's first dive into the main news of today, and that is all this crazy stuff about Metroid, Fire Emblem, and even Pokemon remake stuff that might be coming to Nintendo Switch in 2021. So a lot of crazy stuff, so try and keep up. This comes to us from GameRant.com and was originally posted by Dalton Cooper and says, Nintendo leaker hints at big Nintendo Switch games for 2021. A Nintendo insider potentially leaks some of the biggest video games that are in development for the Nintendo Switch in 2021, and of course, one of which could definitely be The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's sequel. Now, Nintendo has been keeping its cards close to its chest lately, choosing to keep most of its upcoming Nintendo Switch projects a secret. However, the company no doubt has some big games in its plans on releasing in 2021. It's just a matter of what games those are. While Nintendo itself is still keeping quiet about its 2021 plans, it's possible that some of the Nintendo Switch games launching this year have been leaked online. This potential leak comes from the Twitter user PHBrazil, who has accurately leaked some of Nintendo's news in the past. While not explicitly stating anything, PHBrazil shared an image representing 4 Nintendo franchises with the caption, Feliz 2021. PHBrazil then followed up with another tweet of yet another Nintendo franchise. Many online seem to think that the PHBrazil is suggesting that these games or franchises will be featured on the Nintendo Switch in 2021. The first image is from a trailer for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, with 2021 being the 35th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda franchise. Many have expected Nintendo to celebrate with major game releases. It seems like there would be no better way to make Zelda's anniversary more memorable than with Breath of the Wild 2's long-awaited release date. And of course, those images are featured. Meanwhile, the other 3 franchises from the initial tweet are the Splatoon franchise, of course Metroid, and Fire Emblem itself. It seems a bit early for Splatoon 3, so maybe Nintendo has an expansion planned for Splatoon 2. Then again, Nintendo's support for Splatoon 2 has died down considerably this past year, so maybe a Splatoon 3 release is warranted, finally. As far as Metroid goes, it's possible the tweet is referencing Metroid Prime 4, but other rumors suggest that game is still years away from release. Perhaps PH Brazil is referencing the rumored 2D Metroid game, a Metroid Dread or something like that, but that's just speculation at this time. Now, Fire Emblem Three Houses just launched in 2019, so it's somewhat difficult to believe that a brand new Fire Emblem game is already coming to the Nintendo Switch. Then again, a new Fire Emblem game tends to release every 2 to 3 years or so maybe that's exactly what fans have in store. And finally, PH Brazil referenced the rumored Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes with an image of Dialga. Without added context for these images and tweets, fans shouldn't put too much stock into them, but it will be interesting to see how closely the Switch's 2021 games lineup matches with these images when it's all said and done. So yes, a lot to talk about. I think generally Breath of the Wild 2 has to release this year. It just makes too much sense. That game has to come out this year to coincide with the anniversary of Zelda, and it's just been too long. You know, we really need some info and trailers on that game, and I can't wait to find out what its unique new gimmick or unique new style is. If it's just a sequel that has the same overworld but some new things, people are not going to be happy, but that is not what Nintendo is going to be doing here. A lot of people know that Nintendo knows better than that. Now, in terms of Splatoon, to me it makes sense to do something else than a mainline Splatoon 3 or something like that. I think what would make sense here is some sort of spin-off title. Now, I want you guys in the comments down below to let me know what are some spin-offs of Splatoon that you would love to see. What are new gameplay styles that you want to see these characters in? Like Smash Bros. Ultimate gave us 2D Splatoon, which is really cool. Now, Metroid getting a new game in 2021. It's not going to be Metroid Prime 4. I think that that's way too early for that game. I think next year would make a lot more sense, so maybe another 2D Metroid, or maybe a port of course, Samus Returns. That would make sense too. And Fire Emblem, I think that it's too early for a big new one in the series, so maybe it's going to be a remake of an older Fire Emblem game coming to Nintendo Switch. That I could definitely see coming. Now, a Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake for Nintendo Switch with the engine of the newer Pokemon games, I think that that is a very cool idea. Sword and Shield had a pretty fun engine. A lot of people, were up in arms about the game itself, but I mean, if they do incredible stuff with that engine, it could still make for a really incredible game. So I really want to see what they do with that. So I really am curious what you guys think of all the news of today. Let me know in the comments down below. If you comment down below, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, which one of these franchises do you want to have a new game of? And as for previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from our user, Joshua, saying, I have a very good theory about Rayman that I forgot to put on your Rayman video, so I'll just say it here. I think that during his gameplay trailer, he is going to show a unique mechanic, and one of the most broken. Let me explain. As everyone knows, Rayman has spaces between his arms, legs, etc. In Sephiroth's reveal trailer, it showed a slow motion up air. I think this slow-mo effect will show Sephiroth attempting to F-smash Rayman, and it goes through him. I think Rayman's mechanic will be that if he attacks are positioned in a certain way, to which one of the Rayman spaces, then he doesn't get hit. His mechanic will be his hitboxes. This is of course speculation, if he even gets in. Well, Joshua, thank you so much for sending in your comment. I think there are so many cool things that you could do with Rayman, and yeah, thinking about these unique mechanics, that's a very Sakurai thing, so I could definitely see something really special coming to Rayman, because I mean, if you look at his movesets in the games, there is so much stuff possible with his attacks and with the way that the character moves, and just making it feel exactly like one of the original games or the 3D platformer games. So something like this I think is a little bit out of the question just because of the fairness of it all, but it looks really cool, and I think that they can really learn from all these different characters that are in the DLC that work in such a unique new way. So thank you so much for sending in all your comments. These are always a ton of fun to read through, and of course a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and everyone supporting this channel. It means the world to me. So if you want to donate something, or if you want to support this channel in a special way, please go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there, and they're waiting for you. And remember, if you are are not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now. Smash that like button and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner with, as always, more Blocked Content. See ya!